Hi, welcome to my Bethel's Kitchen. Today's segment is going to be about how I cook my brown stew chicken. Not necessarily your way, but how I do it, because many people have their traditional way of cooking brown stew chicken. Originally, brown stew chicken was done on a Sunday with rice and peas and vegetable and a special drink, carrot juice or soursop juice or some special juice. But today, food has become more affordable, so brown stew chicken will be probably cooked in the middle of the week and not necessarily a Sunday meal. But today's segment is all about the brown stew chicken. You can cook brown stew chicken many ways. You can put it in the oven to brown stew, which take a little bit longer, and you have to keep opening the brown stew sauce. And I have my famous browning. I have my Maggi chicken flavor seasoning, and I have, yes, you cannot do without the Lori seasoning salt. And I have some pimentos. I have some scallions, onions, thyme, garlic, and I have some ginger. I also have some carrots for later and also some potatoes. So, come with me as I seasoning up all. Definitely don't make your chicken too white unless you're doing some kind of stuffed chicken or something. Even that, we don't like it too white. If you put a turkey in the oven, it has to come out with some color. We like our food to have some color to it, especially browning. So it's stay nice and seasoned. I can put this in a bag right now for it to marinate and come back to you with it another day. I can let it sit for an hour or two or a few hours before I cook it. If you know you're not going to cook it in less than 24 hours, you need to put this back on the freezer. I'm getting ready to cook my chicken. Let me tell you about the marinating process. It is not good or not good practice to just season your chicken and just start cooking it. You need to get that season in there. You need to get the garlic in there. Some people cook with ginger, like myself, and garlic. You need to rub that season in there, whether you use whole garlic, minced garlic, or some garlic powder, some pimento. Those are things that preserves your meat, and you need to get it in there. Back when I had no kids, as soon as I go to the grocery store and I would come home, I would begin to season up all my meat and then bag them up and put them in the freezer, and I'll have them. And it doesn't matter how long they stay in there. They can stay in there for a good long time. And I will have some good meat, good cooking, and you could just eat down to the bones. Also, as a Jamaican, everyone needs a Dutchie pot. Whether your Dutchie pot is as black as this one, because this Dutchie pot is over 30 something years old, maybe about 40 years old. They don't make them like that anymore because this one is probably about 10 years old. And this is my mini Dutchie pot. Very small and very tiny. I have a Dutchie pot every size. So every Jamaican household, you need a Dutchie pot. Not the Dutchie that they're talking about past the Dutchie on the left hand side. That's not the Dutchie. You need a Dutch pot. Good iron pot. You need one of those. They work wonders. Dutchie pot works wonders. As you can see, I got a little bit of olive oil just to grease the pot. Not a lot. Just a little bit to grease the pot. and to make the pot hot. When the pot is hot, it doesn't stick to it as much if you grease the pot. I'm gonna add my garlic. I wanna add a little bit of water to this, not a lot, just a little bit of boiling water, just a teeny tiny bit. Because if you put too much water in it, you might take the color away and you might give it a boil. You may end up boiling your chicken. You really don't want to boil your chicken. Remember, this is not boiled chicken. This is brown stew chicken. And always try to take the juice from underneath it and pour over it, baste it a little, and that helps to give it the color as well. So again, I'm going to cover this and let it sit for another 5 minutes and come back. So here is my chicken, basted a little bit more. It's getting browner, looking great. The stove is on medium heat and it's looking great. I am going to add my carrots because I don't like my carrots to be completely cooked. I like it a little crunchy. There's something about the crunchiness of the carrots. And notice how I cut it at an angle, looking great. I'm gonna add a little ketchup to it. Not too much. That's good enough. Mix it up in there, stir it up. And I'm also gonna add a little bit more boiling water. And again, the trick to keeping it nice and brown is to base it from the bottom. Just keep pouring the juice over it, and that gives it a nice color. I couldn't show it to you every time I do it, but I can tell you that's what I did. And it gives it a lovely color. So I'm going to cover it and wait for it to simmer some more. Voila! About 10 minutes later, my carrots are looking good and the color is nice and it's getting a little bit thick. Gravy is getting a little bit thick. I can see my pimentos. Awesome. I am also, at this point, I'm going to add a piece of my Scotch bonnet pepper. You can put it in with the meat, but I choose to put it at the end. It gives it a nicer aroma to it. And then you can take it out if it's too hot. Don't get it lost in there, don't. But I'm just going to mix it up. Let it get that nice flavoring from the Scotch bonnet habanero pepper. My carrots are almost done. And I'm going to add one more thing before. I'm just going to give it about 3-4 minutes. Now you can see it's actually done. I took the pepper out. And if you find that you have too much gravy or too much water in it, when you cover it, just leave it half open. Don't cover it too much so that it doesn't spring water. Like you can cover it like this a little bit. But mine is good. I'm going to add one small touch as my mother did. And again, I said remember to keep it based. and my chicken is good and ready to go. But something my mother used to do is put a little potatoes on it. If you have kids, small kids, they will appreciate this part. You can put it in. I browned up the potatoes in some olive oil, and I'll just sit it on here, and voila. Don't want that to cook because the potato is already cooked. My carrots are done. And guess what? I'm going to shut it off. You can put whatever you want to put. You can put chocho. You can put um, um, broccoli in here. You could put celery in here. Anything you want to put in your chicken. It's yours. As for me, besides the chicken and the seasoning, all I have in here is carrots and I have some potatoes. And that's it. And my meal is complete. There we are, folks. Brown stewed chicken with rice and peas, carrots, potatoes, and some spinach. There we are. That's my version of brown stewed chicken. There you go. That's my version of the Jamaican brown stewed chicken. No matter where you go, someone is always asking, can I get a recipe for Jamaican brown stewed chicken? It's a very common meal and everybody loves it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining Mom Bethel's Kitchen. God bless you.